Hey everybody, it's X, and welcome back to another draft of the Powered Cube here on Arena. This is going to be one of the last few drafts on the channel for the summer. I'm going to be gone for a little bit over a month studying abroad, learning how to teach English as a second language in Japan. So that's a quick update for those of you who don't check out the posts or the Patreon page that I'm going to do in each of these last few videos so that everybody knows what's going on. But that is where I will be. With that update out of the way, let's just get into another sweet draft of the Powered Cube. We've got one of the best Boros cards in the entire cube, Ajani and Nakatl Pariah. That's a pretty good reason to try to play a Boros deck here. Two creatures off the one spell, and if you ever flip the Ajani, he's absolutely insane. Because if you have another red permanent on the board, you get a 2/1 and shoot something for damage equal to the number of creatures you control every single turn. Ajani is a ridiculous card, and I'm very happy to start things off with him. Pick number 2. Little late there, Ajani. We've got a Chain Lightning here for Lightning Bolt's kind of worse cousin, the sorcery speed lightning bolt that your opponent can also redirect it to you. That doesn't really come up very often. It's basically just sorcery speed lightning bolt. Still an excellent card for like Boros here. Molten Core Maestro is a new one to the cube from Secrets of Strixhaven. That might be a decent card if we're in a very instant sorcery heavy deck, but I think Chain Lightning is just the simplest card to go towards the Ajani Boros aggro deck. Ajani, technically a mono-colored card, but much better when you've got red permanents as well for that 0 ability. Pick number 3, there's a Skrelv here to protect our stuff. There's a Flicker Wisp to get more enter the battlefield effects or to get a blocker out of the way. Lots of stuff that card can do. Which are both pretty good. Abandoned Air Temple is nice as well. You get to run this over a basic plains, and then you have something to do when you're flooding out, just buffing up your whole board. We'll go for the Flicker Wisp here over the Skrelv. If I remember right, there's like Mother of Runes and Giver of Runes also in this cube, and those are both just kind of better versions of Skrelv. Pick 4 now. Pretty easy Agent Bishop to buff up our creatures, get a bunch of damage in early. Pick 5. I mean, we could main deck a Lurrus. I don't think I'm trying to do the whole companion thing, but be a fine card main deck. Could also play a kind of top-end flyer, Magmatic Hellkite. Grab the Lurrus, though. Pick 6, Flage. Wow, you really love to see that. Ajani and Flage, two of the strongest Boros cards in the entire cube. We are definitely safe to just force Boros kind of at this point off of Ajani Flage. That's not to mention having other decent cards in here like Bishop. Paulo as well. Pick number 8. We're not going to be running enough colors for Leyline Binding to do much. I'm not a huge fan of Thousand Moon Smithy, but it's the most likely card to make the cut. The Thousand Moon Smithy, it's going to spit out a creature with power toughness equal to the number of artifacts and creatures you control, and then if you tap a bunch of stuff, then you get to start making more of those every time you cast a spell. Yeah. Enduring Innocence is a fine card engine for aggressive strategies, which is what we're going to be doing. I'll try out the Molten Core Maestro here, mainly just because I don't love March of Otherworldly Light. It's basically always pretty inefficient. You really never want to exile cards to reduce the cost, which means you're always spending more mana than whatever you're killing. Abandoned Air Temple came back around. I like that. Running that over plains, just a strict improvement on the deck. Overtaking Skrelv here. Red seems maybe a little cut. We've taken a lot more white than red. I don't think we're going to go mono white, though, but who knows. Yeah, we wield the Magmatic Hellkite and everything. Maybe there just wasn't a lot of good red so far. Seasoned Pyromancer is perfectly playable. I wonder what the pick is. Alright, now, even if Lurrus is not that consistent, I'm very tempted to just play the Lurrus for Black Lotus. Because those are absolutely gnarly opening hands. If you just go turn 1, Lotus, Lurrus, replay the Lotus, play a 4-drop, like, there's almost no recovery. Balance is cool. I think it's better in more controlling decks using this to like blow up all of your creatures than it is in more aggressive decks trying to like get rid of their hand or get rid of their lands, because you're gonna have to sack creatures when you're playing it. So I don't think balance is what we want here. but it's cool. Lorehold is cool as well, but I actually really like Oust in these kinds of decks. Having some of the white removal spells that can get rid of like reanimated or flashed or sneak attacked gigantic creatures is pretty nice. I mean, sneak attack, I guess it doesn't work against, or flash, but you know what I mean. Like if they cheat something into play and it sticks around and it's a giant blocker, being able to kill something really, really large for only 1 mana is very good. Speaking of very good, Ocelot Pride is part of the kind of dream team from Modern Horizons 3 that destroyed a lot of formats alongside Ajani. That is absolute banger. Clearly the pick. Here's a red-white duel. I like that. We could also take a Burst Lightning. But we're actually taking some of those white removal spells I like between Oust and Exercise that can deal with like the massive, massive cards. So I don't think we're super low on removal. Oh my god, do we need 1 and 2 mana creatures though? Well, I guess we've got one more 2 mana creature than I thought. We still absolutely need more though. Oh yeah, that's something we really need to focus on here. I don't think Split Skindal's that good, but it's another 2 mana creature. But our mana costs are very restrictive. Double white, double white, double red, double white, double red. I'm gonna take the duel. We have no fixing yet. I think our colors are open enough we can find the more creature-y cards later. Ooh, there's Grindstone. Somebody's gonna get Painter Servant Grindstone. That'll be fun. I like Bone Crusher Giant a lot better than Dragon's Rage Channeler, but look at our mana curve. I mean, we can't take that. We could take Helix or Channeler. Because we also are on a lot more creatures than non-creatures right now, so we do need Lightning Helix too, or Lightning Helix style spells. So Dragon's Channeler and Lightning Helix both fill a slot that we really need filled on this mana curve. I'm going to take the Helix. I'm not so sure how good we're going to be at triggering Delirium. All right, now I'll take Esper Sentinel over Cosmogrand Zenith, even though I do like this card a lot. We have a lot of 3 mana and not a lot of 1. Glimmer Lens gives us a good 2 mana card. I like that. I also like the Galvanic Discharge. 1 mana, 3 damage to any creature or planeswalker is just really efficient. At instant speed, you don't need any other energy cards in the whole deck, and there's almost no other energy cards in the cube anyway. But just that 3 damage instant speed wherever you need it works out well. Slightly worse Lightning Bolt's kind of a, side grade like the Chain Lightning. But I'm going to get another 2 mana creature over the Galvanic Discharge. That's a 3 mana creature. That's a very expensive creature. So no creatures here, but there's also no good removal. I'll just take the Overlord. 4 mana Impending Overlord of the Boiler Bilgers to top off the curve. Glorybringer or the Legend of Yang Chen can also top off the curve. Mind Collapse is alright. 4 mana is a lot to spend on removal, so you're ideally using this like when it's going to lethal your opponent by sacking a mountain. I'll take the Glorybringer though. Lorehold. I don't know if we want multiple, just expensive hasty dragons. Let's grab Elite Interceptor. Give us something to do turn 1 and 2. Kellen is great in the same sense. Gives us something to do turn 1 and turn 2. Play a Kellen, then upgrade a Kellen. Wield a Burst Lightning. I refuse to play Rabbit Battery. I don't think Legion Extruder is going to be great in here either because we don't have a lot of artifacts. Last pick, Galvanic Discharge. Last pick, Galvanic Discharge. Don't mind if I do. I don't know why they made such a minor artifact sub-theme in the cube this time around. It's kind of weird. The cards like Clockwork Percussionist. This is a pretty easy Sacred Foundry, but Fiery Confluence is pretty cool too. Ancestral Recall is obviously sick, but it's not our deck. Emeritus of Conflict gives us another 2 mana creature on curve, and we can try to play 3 spells in 1 turn. That's really not going to happen often, but when it does, get an extra Lightning Bolt in there. Ooh, Generous Plunder is a great 2 mana creature. Inti's a solid one as well. Oh, we can easily cast Emrakul in this deck. Seer Slicer Goblin, Army in a Can. I like a Braid a lot too. Because it can deal with the early creatures, or it can like blow up a Mox in this cube. Or a Mana Vault or something. Yeah, Seer Slasher versus Braid's interesting. I don't think we're going to run the Maestro. We're not going to run enough instants and sorceries to be that excited about it. On Love with Seasoned Pyro. Maybe cut some of these more expensive double red cards. I don't love the Smithy either. Cut like all that stuff. I feel like I've got a pretty good chunk of non-creatures to take Goblin over Braid here. Just take more creatures. Can Exercise get rid of an artifact? Yes, it can. Okay, so we do have a tiny bit of main deck artifact interaction. 0 creatures in this pack, so it's Flame Slasher starting down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 removal spells already. We'd run Flame Slash maybe over Helix to keep it all at like 1 mana. It's not a massive improvement, so I'll just take the starting town and upgrade one of our basics. Gut can get a lot of damage in. Every time you attack, turn one of your creatures into a 4/1 attacking menacer instead of whatever it was before, like a 1/1 or something. It's really good with like the cat tokens. Yeah, we'll play a Gut. Mana Confluence would be reasonable too. I don't know how good our deck is with Flicker Wisp. Maybe that's the next cut. We have 4 lands and a Lotus. I think we want to play 16 lands and Lotus in this deck. Play a Lightning Bolt here. So this is 5 right now, so 11 more would be we need 29 in our deck. And we're going to throw 11 basics in. Oh no, we're going to throw 12 basics in. Okay, so this is the deck. Every time we take a card, we can cut a card now. I'll take a Lightning Bolt and cut a Flicker Wisp. I might drop Enduring Innocence. I probably, maybe, should drop Lurrus, but I have a Black Lotus. Pick 8. We'll just play Sunbillow Verge. We've got enough playables. A lot of Mancer's not a massive improvement. Verge is a guaranteed improvement. Just over basic. I don't know what I'm cutting for this Confluence, but I think we take Confluence here. Galvanic Blast here. We can cut Helix for Confluence, because then we still have 1, 2, 3, 4 removal spells on the small stuff. 2 on the big stuff, and then a Fiery Confluence. Yeah, I think this works fine. Creature count's a tiny bit low, 14. But I think our spells are really good, so that's fine. Maybe we cut... Burst Lightning is the least efficient, just to play another creature. Sure, I'll cut Burst Lightning for an NT. 15 creatures now. It's looking good. I'm not going to play a completely tapped land in here. I want all of our duels to be untapped, and we can afford to be picky and choosy because we have 4 duels. All right, well, built the deck as we went, so it is already ready to go. We're just going to throw in our basics, call it a deck there, and hop straight into the gameplay here with this very sweet-looking Boros deck with some of the most important cards for the strat, like the Ajani, the Flage. They did cut some of the cool Boros cards from the cube, such as like the Goblin Bombardment to go with the Ajani. I think the biggest card for Boros that I really like that we're missing here is we did not find a Broadside Bombardiers. That's still in the cube, and that card is filthy. That's the 2 and a red Goblin. That's a 2/2 Menace Haste, and you can sacrifice one of your permanents each turn that it attacks to deal damage equal to that card's mana value +2 to any target. So that card's pretty insane, and it's kind of your replacement for Goblin Bombardment. If you can't get the Goblin Bombardment Ajani combo, turn 2 Ajani, turn 3 Broadside Bombardiers. Another way to like immediately flip the Ajani and just go insane. So sad we didn't see that, but I mean outside of that, we got so much stuff for this deck, so it looks like it is going to be a sweet one. I actually miscounted. We have 17 lands here. 17 lands and Lotus. Okay, we can cut a land and put another spell in then. Before we move on, let's put in a 16th creature then, which I think we're fine to run the Guard Range and then go the Enduring Innocence. I could go Overlord. I mean, we don't have a ton of like super expensive stuff to Lotus out, but Lotus is so strong, I don't think that really matters. I mean, if you just Lotus two mana creatures out on turn one, that's still pretty good. So I don't think we need to be able to just like Mountain Lotus, Impendent Overlord or something like that. So I don't mind the lower curve with Lotus. Yeah, I think this is fine. We'll throw in the Enduring Innocence, call it a deck here, and now we will hop into the gameplay and see how far this one can take us. All right, here we are on the plate for game one. I'm going to keep this hand, and we're going to go turn two, Enduring Innocence into Inti. I could just play the Innocence turn one and hope they don't have one mana removal for it. I think that's fine, and then I go Mountain Inti. That way I get a damage in. If they don't have the cheap removal. I definitely wanted to play the Lotus out for sure. I think that's just a guarantee. Do I want to Chain Lightning Confidant over playing Inti here? I think that's fine. But I wanted to play out the Lotus because I think there are more cards like Inquisition of Kozilek or Thoughtseize or whatever that can get the Lotus out of your hand for 1 mana than can get it off the board for 1 mana. Okay, Enduring Innocence is still going to work. It only triggers once per turn, right? Yes, so let's play the more expensive creature. Save Sentinel for later. Unless I draw another creature that also triggers it, which we did, so... I'll take the damage to play a Starting Town untapped so I know I have an untapped land next turn. Preacher of the Schism. This card is really good. It spits out more life linkers when they're at a lower life total, and it draws more cards when they're at a higher life total. Either way is really good. Let's see what we draw off of our Generous Plunderer. Lightning Bolts. These are not enough damage. They're 1 damage off on Preacher, and that guy is thick. Suppose we pass through then. I should probably still play the land, even if I have a way to discard them with NT. This is still pretty early. Maybe once we draw like our 6th land, I'd be okay to start holding them in hand. Yikes. Elspeth can buff the entire board or make a bunch of tokens.
The real battle begins.
Make a bunch of tokens it is.
I welcome all allies.
Just checking how Preacher works. Shoots defending player, not Planeswalker. Man, this position's really, really bad. Because Elspeth doubles up the Preacher tokens too. The Death Touch means we lose 2 creatures if we want to kill Preacher. Because I kind of have to double bolt Elspeth. Rocking a hard place here. Let's go down a bunch of cards and hope to draw really well. Land off the top is not drawing really well.
I must retreat.
Let's see what they got. Entomb and Vampiric Tutor. Well, so they can entomb whatever they want to reanimate and Vampiric Tutor for the reanimator spell. Those are both 1-mana cards, so taxing them doesn't matter much. Alright, I guess I'll tax... I mean, they're both tutors. Just tax one of them and see what happens. Milk Abomination. The top deck was Recurring Nightmare. The joys of seeing your opponent's hand. Being like, well, they can tutor a reanimation piece, but they don't have the reanimation spell yet. And then they immediately top deck the reanimation spell. Oof, they hit our Ocelot Pride when they have City's Blessing. And Lifelinkers to trigger it every turn. That's very rough. Kind of everything that can go wrong, going wrong in this late game. And it's probably going to be a quick little 0-1 here. Not that quick, but still. I mean, ousting Abomination isn't even good. Could oust our own Pride. It goes back to our deck, but then it's not a great draw. I guess it's a good enough draw to do that. Because it'll draw us a card when we play it. And it'll hold off the 1/1s. Without dying and trading off like everybody else does. Recurring Nightmare's so gross here. With all these tokens. Yeah, they just get back Preacher, Dark Confidant. Go to 5. Find planes. Well, that will do it. That'll be 0-1 heading into game 2. Alright, here we are. On the draw for game 2. Let's go crazy. Ajani Plunderer, turn 1.
To the hunt!
Send in the team. Do I want to flage my own cat? Because if I flage my own cat and they respond by killing a Ajani, that's pretty dang bad. Probably not. Let's just pass through. Like, if they have a Braid in hand here, they've got 2 different red sources. They could have a Braid, they could have Lightning Bolt, they could have Galvanic. There's so many cards they could have. That would be really bad to try to kill my own cat there. Seems that they probably don't have one of those, though, or they would have killed Plunderer or something in the end step. Shieldred. Okay, so we kill Shieldred with Discharge plus Flage. Exile, I'm going to return to the battlefield immediately. Okay. So I could flip a Ajani here. Ooh, Gut is perfect. Okay. Because we can sack the cat to Gut now and attack with 2 Menacers. And that will flip a Ajani. Plus we use Galvanic Discharge.
To battle!
I mean, I could shoot them down to 3. Just shoot face here. 1 mana off from lethal, but then Shieldred's going to gain more life, so we should just kill the Shieldred. I have no other energy cards, I'm just going to spend all 3. Alright, absolutely filthy Boros game. I mean, Black Lotus Boros nonsense, and that is 1-1 heading into game 3. Alright, here we are on the draw for whatever game this is against the blue deck. This is game 3. Well, draw Black Lotus, use Black Lotus, I think. I think we've drawn Black Lotus every single game so far. Nice, good draw. Limmer lens it up. Treasure token for a bolt. If they try to draw a card off Nuisance, we'll bolt it. If they don't try and draw a card, I think we're fine just letting it chill. Bitter Triumph the Inti. Yep, we don't have a way to stop that. And Galvanic Blast the Plunderer. Well, I'll shoot. Two damage it is. Let's Chain Lightning the Nuisance then at this rate. Lurrus to the hand. Land as the draw. Pretty rough. Thoughtseize for Lightning Bolt or Exercise. So they just hit the Lightning Bolt and then I can't kill Lurrus. But if I bolt their face, then I just have no hand at all. I don't think it's worth bolting face there. Oh, hello. That's gotta feel rough. Thoughtseize know your opponent's hand, and they top deck lethal. Brutal. 2-1 heading into game number 4. We are going to have a Black Lotus hand every single game, apparently, but this hand actually has genuinely nothing to do with the Lotus. I guess I'm going to 5 mana on turn 2 and just have a double strike and Kellen. I lied. That's something to do with Black Lotus. If they don't kill Kellen. Alright. Yeah, I mean, in case of Inquisition of Thoughtseize, we just play that. Those are more likely. See, a swamp. Might as well go for it. If they got the 1-mana removal, they got the 1-mana removal. I have literally no other creatures to play, so... Oh my god, they don't. They're going to Vampiric Tutor. So they're going to take 6 damage. And then they'll kill Kellen. Dang. Yeah, I don't have a way to stop them from chumping here. Just can't kill both of these. Tragic. They cast Vampiric Tutor and did not have a way to kill Kellen in hand. What on earth did they tutor for? What did they tutor for? They could have picked anything in their entire deck. They didn't have a way to kill a 3/2? Maybe they got greedy and picked like something that would like 100% kill me on turn 4 or something. But they just couldn't afford it yet. I don't know. Weird game of Magic. That is 3-1 heading into game number 4. No, number 5. I can count. All right, here we are on the play for game number 5. Okay. Just running a Seer Slicer Goblin on 2. This is our most normal looking hand so far. This hand is not like powered cube level power like everything else we've been doing. So we could definitely fall behind easily this game. We'll see. Green, black, and blue from our opponent. I'd expect some cheap removal from them here, maybe. Say goodbye to Seer Slicer Goblin? Question mark? Uh-oh. That's what Oust and Exercise are for. But if this is Emrakul, they get an extra turn and annihilate my entire board, and then I don't have a white source. Let me mute my Discord, sorry about that. If any of you are freaking out. Different Emrakul, but still very bad. They can just throw our removal at our own creatures. We only have one white source. The fact that we only have one white source is really helpful here. So they could oust one of our creatures and make the other one attack into Emrakul, but that's all they can do. These are both sorceries, so no matter what, we can deal with Emrakul as well, which is nice. Whichever sorcery they cast will have the other one left over. Yeah. Obviously they can't exercise our creature, it's not big enough. Cool. Alright, we exercise Emrakul. Big chillin'. Maybe I should have Chain Lightning face. I don't know the odds of them playing a 3 toughness or less creature, and if we top deck another land, that's 4 haste damage in the sky when they'd be at 3 life. But now if we top deck a land, we can hit them with Glorybringer, but it's not going to lethal them because they're at 6 instead of 4 or less. Dang it. Yeah, I should have Chain Lightning face there. I think I leave burn spells trying to kill creatures a little bit too much. Oh, we know we're not going to top deck a land, though. Yeah, no, this is fine. We literally know what our top deck is. I think I will do it now, though, because we have the exact same issue. Glorybringer does not do 5 damage. So if they, like, untap and board wipe us with something, boom, Glorybringer kill if we hit a land. Thieve my Esper Sentinel. Betrayer. Well, these tokens are pretty good here. If I attacked with all, I would put them to 1 instead of 2, but then also I wouldn't have Seer Slicer anymore. Okay. Avatar Kuruk is here. Avatar Kuruk. Then animate dead on a gigantic tree. We draw another bolt. They're dead. By another bolt, I mean the original bolt. Oh, that guy's got reach. Why? I'll be really depressed if I lose this game. These can't block or be blocked by non-spirits, but if I attack all, I lose my 2 really good creatures just to put them to 1. Oh yeah, and they got a food off the Generous Scent. Oh my god, and then a draw 3 off Emeritus. Jesus. Man, could we not have hit Glorybringer just a turn sooner? Dang it. We do still have outs, like, Fiery Confluence, if I'm not dead this turn. Although now they can Restless Cottage for another food. Dark Petition for anything in their whole deck. Put them to 1. I'm dead on the crackback now. I guess if they have literally nothing in their hand, we do kill them with this. Because they go block a 2, take 5. From the 1/1 and the 4/1, because we can sack Lotus to make a 4/1 menace. And if they double block the Menacer, they take 5 from these 3. Alright, well. Rough. Rough one there. So close, but not quite enough damage. That is going to be 3 and 2, heading into game 6. Alright, here we are on the draw for game 6. We will keep this opener. Find an oust. Malevolent Rumble for our opponent. Green's draw spell. There goes their natural order. That's good. They choose to draw the Vaultborn Tyrant for later. Okay, let's lead with Generous Plunderer. I should have played a Mountain. Actually, it doesn't matter. This you have to pay life no matter what. It's not one of their colorless providing lands. Sylvan Safekeeper. That could be really bad. Fiery Confluence can get rid of it. Oh. Here comes Natural Order. Well. This is awkward. I think I'm just going to Fiery Confluence those away and really hope they don't, like, play another creature here well. Yeah, I guess Lotus makes that easier. Now I can Confluence and Glimmer Lens as well. Like the all modes Fiery Confluence. Probably better to blow up that treasure than deal 2 extra damage because they have that natural order. So if they just go land 1-drop natural order, that's incredibly bad for me, and they can't do that without a treasure token. Here's a Quantum Riddler that is warped in, so it's not going to stick around, meaning no blockers this turn. Really don't want to give them treasures, actually, this game. Let's see what Glimmer Lens draws first. Lurrus. Lurrus Lotus. Don't mind if I do. Quantum Riddler, we've got the oust for that. They take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But they're going to gain life here. Yes, it's definitely not lethal either way. We might as well get as much damage as we can in. Find a gut. Sweet one. I'm a little tempted to hold gut in case of a board wipe. But I think this is few enough creatures they could stabilize if I don't play another. Okay, they can't stabilize through that, and that is 4 and 2, meaning we've got a positive record out of this draft no matter where things go from here. This is a pretty sweet opener. There's nothing to do turn 2, but I really like Esper Sentinel and Agent Bishop, and now we've got a Generous Plunderer to do turn 2. However, we're not going to be able to play these all on curve. Oh wait, yeah we are. For some reason I thought this needed specifically a Plains, but it's any basic. That's nice. Ooh, nice to give me a card from my Esper Sentinel. Cute. Let's get plundering. Vindicate a land. That's rude of you. We get Agent Bishop going for extra damage. Start piling those counters on. Just board wipe. Okay. We're still kind of vibing over here. Especially with a Lurrus later. Adeline and Clarion Conqueror. No removal in this hand is awkward. I think we want to hit Adeline though. They're still going to cast a very expensive Adeline. I need a mana to Glorybringer this Adeline, or they're going to have a whole army and it's going to be a problem. Oh, this is tapped now, so I can't even rejoinder this turn. Shoot. That kind of ruins my plan there. Wanted to draw the card this turn. I mean, at least it's got 2 toughness, so we kill the 1/1 that Adeline makes. Legend of Yang Chen to exile Apollo. Land, let's go. Glorybringer the heck out of that thing. Get off my board. They're down to 8. Ooh, we're all drawing cards. Let's go. It's a lot of white spells and not a lot of white sources, though. That's a little awkward. Deep Cavern Bat. Whatever they pick, we have a different way to kill it and get the other card back. Let us have the oust here. We still do it. And that'll be gaining life this turn for Ocelot Pride as well. What is this about?
Finally, I'm home.
Okay. They could have done that whenever. Because I believe they have priority when it comes down, I think. I might be wrong on that. Maybe we would have had a priority to kill it, and they're playing around that. But now I don't even have to discharge it. I can just poke it. Boop.
See you later.
It's not perfect. We have peace.
Why didn't I get a cat token? Oh, they gained life. I'm stupid. Oust doesn't give me the life. Ooh, Ajani's gonna be happy about this. Although they're gonna airbend Ajani. Yeah. Well. Then I get another cat anyway.
There is no world where my quarry can hide.
That is not the right target. Because I can kill this and still have Ajani abilities. Let's go. Okay, we need a red permanent out first, so we go Lurrus. And we recast our red card. And then I can do this thing. Which unfortunately is 1 damage off from killing Avatar. Dome the face here. Save Rejoinder for later. Here's their own Lurrus. That's actually not horrific because they don't have anything in their grave for it. Then Lingering Souls for the Airbend. Probably attack Ajani with the Avatar now. Because they just got a bunch of tokens. That Lingering Souls is going to be really hard to attack through. Yeah, that's pretty rough.
Could not stop the coming war.
Well, then we would just Lurrus back the Ajani. Ooh, and then there's a gut too. Ajani plus guts? Yep. That is the truth.
To the hunt.
I have to attack with somebody to trigger this.
A dark plot ties our fates together.
This looks really good for me. Gonna be 1 creature off from killing again, though. Every time.
To me!
I'm actually gonna kill Bowmasters here. Get my card. Okay, there's an exercise for Avatar Yangchen. Oh, they can just Deep Cavern Bat. Dang it, sorcery speed card draw. Lurrus is going so crazy here. Like, they can keep killing a Johnny, and then I just Lurrus them back and get the gut sack and flip them. It's really nice.
Deeper than I imagined. Nothing can break our bond. The hunt isn't over until I've bloodied my axe.
No blocks on a lead interceptor. Cool. I have nothing else to do with my mana. I might as well. I guess it just has high enough toughness that they don't really have a good block against the 2-3 there.
Into the fray.
This should be basically completely over. They're just on top decks now. Very nice. That is like 4-2 now. Guaranteed positive record out of this draft, no matter where things go from here. Oh, that's what I said last time. It's 5-2 right now. We are just coasting along, drawing insane wombo combos like Lurrus, Ajani, Gut. All right, here we are now on the draw for game number 8. They start with a turn 1 Skull Clamp in a green deck. Skull Clamp is pretty sick in green. Because green has all of the good mana dorks. It has Elvish Mystic, Llanowar, Birds of Paradise, all that stuff that really helps early game, speeds you into your late game plays, and they're kind of useless later. Well, now in the late game, you can just draw a ton of cards off of them, just sack all of your 1/1s for 2 cards apiece. Playing a Vibrance here, grabbing whatever land they need out of their deck. Finding Fabled Passage. Agent Bishop as the draw. We don't have a 2-mana creature to cast with this hand, unfortunately. So I suppose I'll just Rejoinder. Glimmerlands, you're 1 card off. You should have been 1 card sooner. Tap land for opponent, and then next turn, I suppose, they will play Fabled Passage and just have an untapped source. It's better to Agent Bishop or Sentinel plus Glimmerlands. I think I'm going to go Sentinel plus Glimmerlands here. Bishop's just 1 more damage right now, and Sentinel could draw us a card, because they probably want to cast 4 mana worth of stuff next turn, based on them specifically picking Fabled Passage. So if it's like a 4-mana non-creature spell, like a Planeswalker or something, we'll draw a card. Could be Chandra. Torch of Defiance. Could be Fiery Confluence. Fiery Confluence would be rough, even if we do draw a card off of it. Just lose all our creatures. Okay, they're going to hold all their mana up. I guess I can play Agent Bishop, and the only real interaction I have are these red burn spells. I'm still holding 1 of them up while doing this, so that's should be fine. World's Slowest Hand, or are they trying to get a little greedy with their board wipe? Wait for us to play another creature. Glorybringer. Alright, World's Slowest Hand it is. Can't kill the Glorybringer with either of these, so that is going to get to kill one of our cards on this attack. But everybody else will stick around. I think we have enough damage going on to even just bolt face here. Bishop's too expensive for Lurrus, so we Seer Slicer and exercise the Glorybringer. Okay, Glorybringer's stunned anyway, so I can just Innocence and Seer Slicer instead, if that's the draw. Board wipe or bust, that is your only out. I guess unless they do something that like combo kills us in 1 turn. This is Powered Cube. You never know what's going to happen. They cast Ice Till Explorer and Fast Bond, and then they play Zern Orb, and they gain infinite life. Alright. They didn't do any such things, so we are 6-2. This Boros deck has made it all the way to the final battle. This has been a really, really, really sick deck. I mean, the first half of the draft, we just drew Black Lotus almost every game, so that's how we got those early wins. And then the second half, we've just had a lot of really powerful, cheap, aggressive creatures, a lot of Ajani nonsense going on. It's been working very well, and we'll see if it can't keep up in this final battle. All right, here we are for the final game of Magic for today. Whether we win or lose, this is definitely a keep. There's no basic land for the Air Temple, so we do have a tap land in hand, but everything costs 2 mana, so we can play that tap land on turn 3. Starting town, Esper Sentinel Pass. We're playing against Lush Portico, the green-white dual land. So we'll have to see what colors they got here. Green, white, and blue. Scythe Cat Cub is the play. Can't kill that with exercise or anything. We did draw the basics. We'll have to play the basic now to play Abandoned Air Temple untap next turn. What can I do here? We could play Emeritus. The first strike's annoying for them, but then the landfall's going to make that a 3-3 anyways. It kind of doesn't matter. Let's set up our card draw. Glimmerlands and Esper Sentinel both attempting to draw us cards this game. They buff the cub again, we can exercise it, so I suppose we're just waiting for them to do that at this point. Counter NT is pretty fine, especially if we draw a card. Off the Esper Sentinel. Alright, now we can exercise the cub and start swinging. Oh, or if they attack, we can just start swinging. Black Lotus, that's going to allow me to triple spell with Emeritus. They do have a blue up again, though. So what if I lead Inti? Emeritus has to be the first or second spell. It can't be the third spell, which means I can't lead Inti. I guess I could. I could go Inti and then Emeritus and then Black Lotus. But then I wouldn't cast the Lightning Bolt this turn, because I'd have to crack Black Lotus for triple red to do that, and I want to play Exercise this turn. I think it has to be Lotus and then Inti and then Emeritus. No. Nope, that doesn't work either. I have to play Emeritus pre-Inti, I think. Or Lotus pre-Inti. If I want to play Lightning Bolt this turn. Alright, let's see what happens. Memory lapse to put it back on top. Okay. And then I can Inti, draw it off the top plate off Lotus, but then I don't get the Lightning Bolt here. Yeah, I don't get the Lightning Bolt here, but this is worth it, I think. Not a bad turn. Oh, Pest Infestation is an awful turn. 4 1/1s that gain them life and blow up 2 of our cards. Okay. Position just got way worse. Flage as the draw is really nice. I feel like it's been a long time since we've had Flage. Oh no! Skull Clamp post Pest Infestation. Rip. Draw 8 cards. They might have us off that. That is insane here. Chain lightning's the draw. Could use air temple and a chain lightning. What if I discard Flage to Inti? Is that a crazy thing to do? Then I could run it to the board, but there are white decks and they could just like exile it next turn. I feel like I'm not discarding. Boop. That'll do it. That is kind of what happens when you draw like 8 extra cards. Sunfall the whole board and have a bunch of leftovers. Here's Lotus Cobra. Kellen is the draw. We could have tapped in a way to level up Kellen as well. I don't know what order Auto Tapper likes prioritizing these in, but it is not correct. I think it just prioritizes getting the colorless out of starting town when it should not. It looks like this is a matchup. We could have just kept that Chain Lightning, killed a Cobra or a Bill with it. I suppose Flage is just going to kill Bill anyway. Keep the Lotus in there because we got a Lurrus. No, it doesn't. If I draw Lurrus, I'm not going to want to get Lotus back. Unless I keep Glimmer Lens in. Oh, they do. They have a Prismatic Vista, so I can't kill Bill here. Oh, dang it. Gaia's Cradle, too. This is a cool Bant deck. Many board wipes, damn. I mean, we're dead on board, right? Yeah. 9, 12, 14. Without doubling the counters, and then super dead when they do. Jesus. All right, GG. That is going to be 6-3 for the final record today. Perfectly respectable record. Pretty good run. Not quite the trophy run we were hoping for, but still. Very good win rate today, and the deck went pretty far. Take another look at it here, see what we liked about it, see what maybe some of the flaws could have been. Let's see. I think the biggest flaws were just like user error stuff, probably. There was one game where opponent ended at like 2 life that maybe I could have found some extra damage in there somewhere, and had we won that game, obviously we'd be at a trophy run here. So I think really like I don't think there's any massive flaws with the build or the deck list here. It's pretty good. It's got the interaction you need. It's got a curve of great creatures. It's got a finisher or two. The Fiery Confluence was great there. We got multiple duels to help that mana base quite a bit. Didn't have too many problems there. Yep, I think overall pretty great deck. Maybe some user error holding it back a little bit. Maybe some I don't think we ever drew poorly, but some just slightly not good enough draws holding it back. Who knows? 6-3 will be the record for this sweet Boros deck today. But that is going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and you're interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm to send us more in your recommended feed. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. And other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.